So, for our Intro to Religion class, our final project was to create a religion, and we had this concept to center ours around mushrooms. And the reason for that was to combine both science and spirituality and to anchor it in something that we know is real and true and something we can observe with our eyes. So, we created Amica Mycorrhiza, which translates to Friends of Mushrooms, and mycorrhiza is the symbiosis between plants and fungi, and symbiosis was something that was very important to us. So we created tenets, which were very inspired by Eastern and indigenous religions, such as monism, animism, harmony, duality of life and death, which comes from Taoism, like the yin and yang, expanding consciousness. There's the belief that mushrooms are very complex beings and they might someday expand their consciousness to be of a higher one, such as our own. There's the belief that we need to protect fungi because they are intelligent, conscious, and they play such an important role in our lives. And there's the belief that science is one of the best ways to obtain knowledge and understand the world around us, that we can't have spirituality without science. This is just a video that we showed to demonstrate the importance of mycelium, which is this interconnecting network that goes miles under the ground and connects the entire world. And it's why mushrooms are so important enough to create a religion over. These are just more demonstrations of what mycelium is and how it's connected to other things, how it's symbolized in other things. This is a longer video explaining the science behind mycelium, which I will not play, but that will be linked in here. This is a quote from that video, I think. We did this little ritual where we gave our classmates a non-psychoactive mushroom tea, and we played this very beautiful hymn chorus about mycelium. And everybody shared it together, and we poured it and said, what was the phrase we said? We said, what did we say? We said, may the fungus be among us. That's what we said. May the fungus be among us every time we poured the tea. And that was a ritual to sort of bring everyone together in this beautiful, very concentrated setting with these hymns going on in the background, which I will not play, but that will also be linked in here. So this was something that was very important. We weren't sure whether we wanted time to be linear or cyclical. And so we decided to have divides in our religion, sort of like denominations, and there's two paths that you can take in this religion. There is one body, the Kyklus body, which believes that time is cyclical, similar to the mushroom cycle, and that there's regeneration and regrowth and reincarnation, and they're very focused around circular symbols. And then there's the Linnea body, which believes that time is linear and it's constantly leading towards something bigger. And the focus is on protecting and preserving so that life can go on and so that mushrooms can achieve this higher level of consciousness, and everything is leading towards something better. And we also wrote mythology. We wrote an origin myth, which you can read later. We also wrote about Mother Honey, who's a symbol in our religion. It's based on this mushroom that is the largest organism in the world, found in the Malheur National Forest. This is another myth we wrote about explaining why there is a split in belief. I would very much encourage you to read this. And we also found spiritual figures, we found scientists, we found healers and people that work with medicine. And we came up with rituals about mushroom festivals and consumption rituals, since we do eat them. These are just photos of delicious mushrooms. Another one of the rituals is to consume psilocybin to bring yourself closer to a unified consciousness. And these are sacred places to our religion, in your home, in a mushroom garden, or in the kitchen. And then also like mushroom labs, because science, again, was one of the important tenets. And these are fairy rings, which we thought were special and of their own kind, so that is something also considered holy. And some sacred animals are animals that help preserve the ecosystem and preserve fungi, such as squirrels, birds, deer, bears, worms, bees, pigs. And we also came up with mustrology, which is sort of inspired by astrology. And we came up with a mushroom for each season and the traits that are associated with that. And so it's based on your fruiting, your spores, your germination, and your mycelium, because those are 4 stages in the mushroom cycle. And those were just examples of the people in this group, what their mustrology would be. So for example, mine would be, I'm fruiting in oyster mushroom, I'm spores in Flammulina voluptuipis, germination in turkey tail, and mycelium in Amanita muscaria. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.